Hi, everyone. I am super excited to finish off this two-part series on inner child trauma healing. I sincerely hope that everybody who has been keeping up with all of my videos and who have been applying the knowledge and the wisdom that I have been sharing with all of you, I really hope you've been applying that to your own journey and have started to see some radical changes, some radical shifting. I'm feeling called to say that sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. So just know that if things do start getting worse, just know that it only gets better moving forward. And I just want to update you guys on my current mood and just where I'm at energetically right now. And I'm just feeling very mellowed out today. I'm feeling, I'm leaning more towards my emotional nature and more sensitive nature today, which a lot of y'all have seen me in my more Sagittarius nature, which is like the thinking and expanding and just inviting in new things, because it's like once you do expand, it's like you are able to experience more. And anyways, we're going to lean more into like my Cancer rising energy today. So okay. A few things before we get started with today's seminar is I wanted to mention the current astrological weather. So I'm not a huge astrology person, but there are some things that I do resonate with and will gravitate towards. I feel the need to share it, but as for like going super into depth with it, I don't. But anyway, so today I want to mention how Pluto just went retrograde on May 2nd. So I actually did my last live video on May 2nd. So crazy how that just energetically aligned so perfectly. But anyways, and it's going to be retrograde until October the 11th. And there's going to be a lot of upheaval, lots of dramatic change, facing shadows, transformation, letting go and growing, watching patterns, see what is dragging you down, committing to self-improvement, and paying attention to your dreams. I don't know about y'all, but my dreams have been crazy lately. As for committing to self-improvement, that's literally what lights me up. It's like my favorite hobby to do is constantly like trying to heal myself and release trauma. And so anyways, if you're watching this channel and you have not seen my videos before, you're going to find something immediately. I guarantee you it. I bet myself on that. Okay. So anyways. All right. And then the next thing I wanted to mention before we dive into today's topic is if you guys have any requests for different times for the lives that I do. So if the mornings aren't the best times and you prefer afternoon or you prefer the evening, please do let me know. And we can get that set up. So, go ahead, speak your truth in the comments and go ahead and let me know, or you can pop in on the live chat and let me know as well. If you guys have any requests for a video topic or just want me to go deeper into something, expand more into a certain topic, let me know as well in the comments and the chat. And then if that doesn't resonate with you, feel free to visit my live Q&As that I do twice a month. If you have any questions that you just like want to ask me in that kind of space and container, it's more of like a private, sacred, different kind of vibe than just the live interaction of doing a seminar. So, okay, other than that, let's get started. So, all right, we left off on the emotional healing of the inner child healing from last video. So we're going to pick up from step 7. And step 7 is learning how to feel safe. Now, there's two different energetic signatures on how we feel safe. We can either feel safe, it's not either. We feel safe both in our masculine and feminine in different ways. So for example, when I was growing up in childhood and young adulthood, I felt my safest in my masculine energy. I felt my safest energetically to be in that provider energy, to be in that protective energy because that was my normal, that was my familiar, and I did not feel safe whatsoever shifting into my feminine at all. And so I stayed here in my masculine energy. And yeah, that's literally how I felt safe and navigated through my life. I told myself, okay, what jobs can I work to make sure that I can fully provide for myself and provide the kind of life that I want to live and provide for my babies, you know what I'm saying? um, and going through as much childhood trauma that I went through, there was no possible way that I was going to feel safe in my feminine. And so, in order to transmute, to transcend, and fully release all of this inner childhood trauma, you have to learn how to be safe in your feminine energy. And I'm going to break down a lot of different videos on how you can heal your feminine energy and how you can feel more safe to sit in your feminine. For me, I would say last year in 2023 was like the first year of my life that I felt safe to like totally be in my feminine energy. And another reason why I was like so scared to like actually jump in and shift into my feminine was because I didn't know what that felt like. I didn't know consciously, or I didn't remember consciously how it felt to fully feel safe in surrender mode or trusting mode or, the soft energy, because all of the trauma that I went through hardened me. It literally hardened my energy, and it made me put up so many shields, so many walls, that I was just like, no, I'm not going to surrender. No one's going to tell me what to do. Like, no, I'm going to figure it out myself, which is not a functional, healthy place of being. And it's definitely not a place of working smarter and not harder. You're working harder, not smarter. So I'm going to break down several different videos on how to start healing your feminine energy, how you can start feeling safe. And what's actually going to start happening is when you clear and release all of that trauma that's been stuck in your energetic feminine lines, as well as releasing all those old hardened programmings that have hardened in your energy. Once you start releasing all of that and you're calling back your natural frequency and healing energies and pure unconditional love, you're naturally going to feel your energy start shifting back and forth. Like you're going to feel yourself starting to dip into the feminine and then back into your masculine, and then dipping back into the feminine and dipping back into the masculine. And so anyways, this is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is definitely going to be a journey. However, my highest intention, my purest intention is that this does not take you, longer than 2 years to do and figure out. Like I'm going to give you guys everything at once, like always. That way you guys can start rapidly shifting into better realities and just living healthier lifestyles, so. Right, because the less that you do, the more you receive, and that has a lot to do with sitting in your feminine energy, okay, and sitting in an expanded version of higher consciousness. So, all right, so yeah, let me make a note of that actually. Starting to teach you guys how to heal your feminine energy. Feminine energy healing. Okay. All right. So the next thing is past lifetime trauma. We briefly went over that in the last lecture. So if you guys have not seen part 1 of inner childhood trauma healing, please go watch that. I go into more depth about how that works and how it affects your current state of being. But basically, you could just drop in a meditation and channel and be like, okay, is there any past lifetime trauma that's making me feel unsafe? For example, just recently, okay, and not even just recently, but literally over the past several years, I've gone through and had lots of past lifetimes surface of me feeling unsafe and stepping more fully into my power, right? Like I felt super unsafe doing that. And a lot of those lifetimes, I was persecuted, I was killed, I was waterboarded, I was hung, I was murdered, like you name it, you think of it, like I went through that. And I was killed off in all those lifetimes for literally doing what I'm doing today, like teaching you guys how to heal yourself. And the reason why I was killed off for it so many times was because all of the things that I teach, it threatens organized religion, it threatens the churches, because all of this teaches you guys how to take your power back and to heal yourselves and to fully empower you and teach you guys to stand in your authentic power and not let anyone else tell you what's best for you and, all the things. And so anyway, another reason why I hate organized religion. And so, yeah, once you clear all of that trauma out of your energy, out of your psyche, out of your chakras, out of your marma points, out of your meridians, out of your masculine and feminine energies, okay, you will start to naturally feel more safer and safer and safer to be here in this lifetime. You'll feel safer to express your true authenticity, express your gifts, okay? And then moving forward, the next thing that can make you feel unsafe is molestation trauma. Now, I did this energy healing on myself. Gosh, I think it took me, 3 days? I talked about this in my video a couple days ago, but I'm going to do a drawing for y'all really quick. So, we have these deep energetic grooves. They kind of look like this. That's what it looked like in my third eye, like in my own energetic nervous system. So I had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't y'all love my artwork? I'm so creative. And so anyway, I'm going to label these deep energetic grooves. Okay. I totally forgot to tell y'all to take a picture of this before I started, so I'm just going to let y'all do that really quick. I'm going to step out the way for a second. If you want to take a screenshot of everything that I wrote on my little whiteboards, so if y'all need any future notes, I'm going to grab my selenite really quick. Okay, so we form these deep energetic grooves in our energetic nervous system. Okay, we have a physical nervous system and we have an energetic nervous system. Energetic nervous system. Okay. And so anyways, in childhood, when we are absorbing generational stuff from our mom, our dad, our grandparents, whoever it is that we are growing up around, we absorb their patterns, their beliefs, and trauma also gets stored here as well. And I discovered that my own molestation trauma was stuck in all of these energetic grooves. And because this was so deeply embedded in me, this was deeply affecting my feminine energy, which was affecting me feeling safe from fully receiving and fully feeling safe to receive opportunities, money. I just saw a white orb, abundance. Okay, you name it. Like I felt unsafe because this energetic signature, this trauma was so deeply stuck in my energetic nervous system. And so in the previous video, I talked about how to heal and release these grooves. I channel that I could only do 2 at once. You may be different than me, so that's totally okay. Just learn how to channel on your own. I have a video of that in my beginners playlist. If you haven't seen that yet, please go watch it. But yeah, I removed 2 of these at once, so it took me 3 days to completely heal and release all of those old bad family patterns, the molestation trauma, and then any other gunk that was there that wasn't serving me, right? And so yeah, anyways, and then once you remove all of this old energetic baggage, you're going to start to feel safe. You're going to start to feel more safe to just be, to relax, to eat, to work, to read, to sleep. Okay, that was a huge thing for me. I did not want to go to sleep at night. I was like, I am terrified that something is going to happen to me if I close my eyes in pitch black darkness. Like, that's the last fucking thing I want to do, you know? And so anyways, yeah, you're going to start to feel more safer sleeping, okay? It's so crazy how this stuff deeply affects our psyche. We're going to get into that as well. Okay, moving on is ancestral healing. Okay, so I did a lot of ancestral research physically. I want to say back in like 2022, maybe 2023 as well. There was a book I read. oh, what was the name of it? I don't know. I can't think of the name, but it was like literally perfect if you want to go deeper into doing ancestral healing. Not every soul takes place. Not every soul chooses to take on this healing. Some souls don't have a choice, and some souls do. You can either, what I have heard is you can give all of your old ancestral crap that isn't yours, and you can basically like send it. What's it called, to like the iCloud of the planet. I don't really know how all of that works. I heard of that through another teacher, another psychic. Her name's Elizabeth April. She goes more into depth about that, but I took on my own ancestral healing. And within my ancestral healing, a big thing I had to heal was my dad's bloodline. In my mother's bloodline, there was alcoholism that got passed down. There was, I think, poverty maybe. I don't know. There was like different things genetically that were literally in my genetics that I had to uninstall, release, and let go and send back to source for healing and call back, my natural frequency and everything. And I actually worked with Archangel Metatron doing that healing. So if you guys have any more questions about that, definitely let me know. We can dive deeper into that. But a lot of ancestral healing I had to do was around the Holocaust. And so for those of you who don't know my past life story, or just my upbringing in general, actually, my grandparents, my dad's side of the family grandparents, they grew up across the street from a Holocaust survivor. So crazy. And there was a Holocaust memorial in my hometown in Charleston. So there's all these like historic buildings there. There's historic streets that have just been there for, like since the 1700s. And I don't know what year it was that they built this Holocaust memorial, but I remember going there with my twin sister and my grandmother, my crazy narcissistic grandmother. And it was this memorial of it looked like a house almost, like it was like steel bars and it was like shaped like a house. And I actually looked at that memorial, like I think a couple months ago before I moved, and it triggered me so hard. Like when I saw it, I was like, I felt immediately unsafe, right? And I was like, whoa, why is that still triggering me? Like, I thought I had healed all of that energy out. Like I thought I removed it from getting past life regressed. And anyways, super long story, but I had a lot of ancestral healing that I had to do in order to start feeling safe, especially in my feminine energy, which then again leads to living a more freer life, freer lifestyle. And yesterday, actually, I went up in the mountains and me and my mom were doing some sacred manifestation stuff. And like doing a sacred bonfire. It was so much fun. And we were just like releasing like old ancestral karmic beliefs, like old ancestral, what was it? Subconscious blockages. Yes, it was ancestral limiting beliefs, ancestral karmic blockages, and just ancestral karma in general. And we were just having a blast. And we ended up forming this really powerful energetic vortex of doing this healing. And it actually set off like several car alarms that were parked on the other side of the other mountain, and we were like, what? And it just totally tripped us out. But anyways, yeah, super powerful healing. And if y'all have any questions about how to do this healing, definitely let me know. You can ask me in the comments. You can ask me in the live chat. You can come to my Q&A and ask me there, just, whatever resonates with you. And then moving forward, we have psyche healing, okay? A lot of us have a lot of deep psychological scars, okay? And for my own inner work that I've done, I've had a lot of, I would say fear was there, a lot of deep wounds around fear, like persecutions, programmings, conditionings, energetic residue. I had a lot of toxic masculinity program there. So the toxic masculinity programming that I absorbed from society, from school, or just wherever, TV, media. I absorbed that into my psyche, which was crazy. Actually, I did a lot of Kali Ma work, healing my psyche, which your psyche is basically made up of your subconscious mind, your ego. I don't think it's the id. I don't know. I have to go back and look at my notes. But anyways, I think that's so fascinating how we just get so affected deeply, like on a psyche level, and taking it up super high in consciousness. If we are all just emanations of source energy experiencing itself, aren't we really just, everything is just mental? Like at the end of the day, like the highest everything goes is mental. And so why not heal what's in your mental And I think that's so powerful. Like, it's been very powerful for me in shifting my life and transforming my life. So yeah, if y'all have any questions on how to do this, I just know, like, for one example, when I heal the toxic masculinity within my psyche, I invoke Chamunda, which is an aspect of Kali Ma. It's secondary life force energy. Personally, I had to have mercy on my energy because my energetic nervous system was wounded. My physical nervous system was wounded. I had some, I don't even want to say it. It just like makes me feel so uncomfortable. Which means I still have healing around it. Wounds around, I'm gonna have to spell it. Oh my God, fuck. There's more stuff I have to heal around that. Wounds around Seizurin. I don't want to spell it. I still have wounds around it. Oh my gosh. Fuck. I thought I healed all of it. So annoying. Anyways, yeah, that can also wound your mental body and your psyche and your subconscious and just, other aspects of your energy. And so anyways. So yeah, I worked with Chamunda, and I asked her to lift off all toxic masculinity layers that were programmed deep in my psyche. I asked her to help with removing psychological scars, like deep psychological scars, deep psychological contaminants that may be there, okay? That was a huge part in helping me to start feeling safe energetically in both my feminine and masculine energies. Yeah, I feel like there's just so much I can say about that alone, so we're just going to keep moving forward. Okay, and then the last thing for this step is I am safe affirmations. So I'm going to get the affirmations that I have. So I repeat these affirmations every single day. If anybody wants these, I can totally copy these and send them to you, but actually, I made a meditation of the monthly affirmations that I do. I just posted that one, I believe a week ago, last Friday. So if you're curious about mantras for rapid transformation and evolution, yeah, go check that out. It's super powerful. And it's only 6 minutes long, so you can totally get that in first thing in the morning, like when you're like groggy and waking up and cranky, it's like perfect. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm going to read y'all some of my affirmations that I wrote. So I wrote down, I am safe and protected to step into this role. Oh my gosh. For the longest time, I had no idea what I wanted to, like, who I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. And I just knew that I was super good at teaching people how to heal themselves. Like, it was so good at energy healing, right? Like, not embodying the spiritual ego of being the healer, okay, because technically I'm not the one doing the healing, like you are the one doing the healing, and so I refrained from calling myself a healer. And so anyway, I was like, I don't know what I want to be, but this is what I'm so good at, and this is all I want to talk about when I like talk to my friends, like I'm texting like my best friends, and they're just telling me about their day-to-day life or something they're going through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're actually going through this because you're just copying this in childhood because this is like what's your familiar. And it's like I found myself doing that so much that I eventually I got the picture of like, holy shit, I love to teach people how to heal themselves. Now how do I step more fully into that role? How do I show up in the world to touch more people and teach them how to heal themselves? And anyway, it was a huge thing. And now I discovered that I want to be a public speaker. I love whiteboards. I love expo markers. I just love talking. I love inspiring. I love watching people go through crazy amounts of transformation because it's like watching myself from when I was at like their lowest, right when I was at my lowest, and then watching them get to the other side. It's like watching myself all over again. And it's like I'm watching myself through all these different people, and it's such a trip. But anyways, so deep. And so I was just like, okay, like I am safe to be teaching about all of this stuff. Like I'm not living in the middle of like dark ages Europe. Like, I don't have crazy freaking weirdos walking around speaking all crazy saying, oh, we're going to throw you down the well and all this bullshit, right? Like, no, I live in Draper, Utah. Like I'm totally fine and safe, And so it's like updating yourself to the present moment and saying, okay, like I no longer need to be blocked this way. Like I'm safe to be here. Like be so fucking for real, And it's telling yourself that over and over and over as each layer comes up to be witnessed and heard and released, okay? And so anyways, so yeah, you just gotta keep telling yourself that you're safe every single day, because if you're like me, you didn't have anybody in your life that ever made you feel safe. You rarely felt safe. Like, you probably still don't feel it as safe as you truly desire to feel, okay? So I'm gonna help you get there, no worries. Oh, this was a good one. Ooh, this is my other I am safe affirmation I wrote down, which is, I am safe in the universe and all life loves and supports me. Even writing that affirmation and saying that to myself, like, I triggered myself, because there was like aspects, like wounded aspects in my energy of, are you really sure? Are you really sure that the universe really loves and supports you? Are you sure? Are you positive about that? And, my conscious mind is like, yes, I'm positive. And then, like, the different wounded aspects are like, no, bitch, like, we're not safe. Like, are you serious? And then, like, a fractal of, like, my soul will show up and be like, hey, this lifetime needs to be witnessed, heard, and released. And then I'm like, oh, that's why, like, I was unconsciously still feeling unsafe, And so anyways, saying these I am safe affirmations are going to start helping you feel safe, because they're going to bring up different unconscious parts of yourself and different unconscious trauma that needs to be witnessed, released, and heard. And so anyway, that was my step-by-step on how I started learning how to feel safe energetically. And then the last step was higher heart chakra healing. Now, I didn't do all of these steps in numerological order, but yeah, this is just like to make it more organized for y'all, so that way you can just go deeper into your own rabbit holes and stuff. And so anyway, we all have a higher heart chakra. And so for those of y'all who are unaware, let me get my little picture. So we have 7 main chakras, okay? We have the root chakra, the sacral, the solar, the heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And so between the heart chakra and the throat chakra, we have a higher throat chakra, or sorry, not higher throat. We do have a higher throat, but we have a higher heart chakra, which is where our thyroid sits. It's where our inner child, our unconditioned self, sits within our energy. And so anyways, I briefly talked about this chakra in the last video as well. So if you haven't seen that, please go watch that as well. I talked about my meditation that I created like over a year ago on doing higher heart chakra healing, as well as inner child healing. It's going to be so transformative for you guys. You're going to love it. But just really quick, I'm just going to show y'all basically how I heal the different chakras within. So for the 7 main chakras, I usually heal them on the front and the back end, but I don't know if I ever heal that on the back end or not. I mean, you can if it shows up for you. So I guess everyone's different. So, but yeah, this is just what I do. So I will channel, I will go, okay, how many trapped trauma layers, how much dense layers are here that are sitting in my higher heart chakra that need to be healed and released at this time? And you'll feel it. And you'll get a number. Okay, so whether you are still learning how to channel, you can use your pendulum or whatever it is that you use to channel, or you can listen within, the more stuff that you release and let go of, the easier and quieter and start listening within. Like, you'll just hear it, or you'll know it, or maybe your clairaudience will activate or whatever, and your spirit guides will tell you, or your higher self will come through and tell you. Like I said, time and time again, every soul is different. So say, for example, the number is 3, okay? There's 3 layers that are stuck on the front end of your higher heart chakra. I will take my selenite wand, specifically because selenite is super clearing. And I feel like I have such a special connection with selenite since my out-of-body experience from 2020. Anyways, so I will go, okay, I now heal and release all 3 layers that are stuck in my higher heart chakra at this time. And I now send that old energy back to source for healing. And I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, my natural frequency, healing inner child frequency is okay. You can ask help from the Cassiopean interdimensional beings, or if you resonate more with the angelic interdimensionals, ask Archangel Michael, ask Archangel Metatron, ask the female archangels. Okay, there's female archangels too, which I didn't know about that. They're super soothing. Their energy is amazing. And so yeah, just feel for what resonates with you. And within all of the chakras, they all play different roles. And so the heart is all about love unconditional love. Okay, let me just reiterate that. And self-acceptance, accepting yourself for who you are. That means you accept yourself on days like this where you feel super mellowed out. You feel like very like not blah, but you're just like chill, like you kind of took an Ativan and you're just kind of mellowing out, riding the vibes of the day. You had some nice pot roast in your stomach and some brownies. You're just chilling. You love yourself. You accept yourself for the days where you feel depressed and you need extra help. You need extra nurturing. You need extra self-love. You love yourself on the days where you feel like you just want to quit, or you feel like, you're stagnant and you feel like you can't move forward in your life. And it's really, truly about learning to unconditionally accept yourself for all aspects of who you are. And that was super huge for me because I didn't have anybody to teach me how to do that. I learned all of that for doing my own energy healing. And so, I think about that sometimes. Like, I would still say that, like, I'm my own dream girl in progress. And I think about when it does come time for me to enter into a new relationship, I'm just like, man, like that other person is going to obviously I'm going to vibrationally attract them, like unconditionally accepting all aspects of myself and vice versa with them. But it's just such a trip to think about because my whole life, I never experienced that. I've just experienced dysfunctional relationships and unhealthy, toxic relationships. And so it's just so interesting how different, you're going to move through your life and think and feel. And I don't know, it's just so deep. And anyway, with the higher heart chakra, I will call back unconditional love. You can call back unconditional acceptance, your authenticity. Okay, that's going to bring out that more unconditioned aspect of yourself, which is going to trigger a lot of people, just so you're aware. So if you do struggle with people-pleasing programmings, I got you. We're going to make that a video to people-pleasing recovery. I actually got that programming hella, and I was actually discussing this with my sugary lady. She's awesome. And we were just both talking about how crazy it is, how deeply embedded that was in our energy. And it's moving through day-to-day life and getting up in the morning and figuring out how you're going to style your hair or what clothes you want to put on. And if your first instinct is to go, are people going to like the way my hair looks? Are people going to like what I'm wearing? Instant indication of people pleasing. Okay. Red flag. It's about waking up in the morning and going, what makes me feel sexy? What makes me feel hot? What brings out my innate confidence? What brings out what I feel innately beauty the most? What is that? What does that look for me? Okay. And then you go out in public and you present and express your unconditioned self, your authentic self. And then the wounded people around you are going to look at you and be like, fuck you. They're going to be like, fuck you, because you're doing the work and they're not. And so your high vibrational authenticity, that inner child, that healed inner child energy is going to emanate, and it's going to trigger and set off a lot of alarms in the unhealed people. And your energy, what's happening is energetically, non-physically, you guys are communicating back and forth. You're communicating, hey, I'm safe to be myself. I'm being my authentic self unapologetically. This is great. I feel so free. And then the person that's still wounded, the person that's still hiding underneath all their trauma, they're suffocating their authentic self. They're suffocating their inner child. They're not letting them out, right? They're energetically going, fuck you. Fuck you. How did you do that? How did you start healing that? They just it's crazy, how much people you're going to trigger. And that's something that nobody told me when I got to this point of being when I got to my place of authenticity and my joy and going out into the world and just embodying pure intentions, embodying this super high vibrational energy of just unconditional love for everything and everyone around me and nature. And then I go into public, into Trader Joe's, and half the people in there are just looking at me like they want me to die. And it's just crazy. It's crazy how no one prepares you for that. So I'm here to prepare you for that, because you're going to start setting off a lot of alarm bells in a lot of people once you start rapidly shifting. Okay. You're going to start noticing that. And you're going to be like, well, you can make the choice, the conscious choice to heal yourself, or you can make the conscious choice to keep repeating your bullshit. I chose to exit that cycle. So, If you need help, I'm over here. And so anyways, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Let me see. We've covered everything over here. And yeah, as you go back and forth doing all of this healing, there's going to be trapped emotions that will surface from your emotional body, your causal body. And so just remember, go snag this literally off of Google. It's called the emotion code chart, and just go through these different emotions, and you can literally channel and see like, okay, is this surfacing right now, or do I still need to dive deeper with this emotion? Do I need to develop a healthier relationship with this emotion? Am I ready to shift into the next highest vibrational dynamic with this emotion? Okay. Because once you get to a place of emotional maturity and emotional intelligence and emotional resilience, no one will literally be able to take your power away. And I'm going to talk about this last example before I end the live. Yesterday, I went to go get iced coffee with my mom. And so in the South, we say caramel. And in Utah, they say caramel. And when I was ordering my drink, I wasn't even thinking about it, And the lady, she's like, hi, what can I get for you today? And I said, I'll take an iced caramel cello with oat milk, and then I'll do the same thing hot. And she goes over the speaker and she goes, you mean iced caramel cello? Like speaking to me like I was dumb, right? And I just laughed to myself because I was so unbothered. I was like, you're not going to make me angry. You're not going to evoke an emotional response out of me. Like I'm not going to emotionally unravel. Like you're not going to take my power away. I'm not going to give you that power over me. And so this is what happened. I got to go over to the stool because I can't sit on the floor. And so this is what happened to me. My mom was sitting in the passenger seat. She was laughing her ass off. And she goes, oh my God, that was so obvious, right? And I'm like, I know, but just wait. And so we get to the window and she's like, oh, hi, that'll be like this much amount, right? So I go and pay for the coffees and I start feeling her energy. She starts getting nervous because I'm not giving into her play, her little ploy that she's trying to do, right? Typical narcissistic move. And she ends up handing me and my mom our drinks and she forgets my straw. And I was like, can I have a straw, please? And she just her solar plexus was going crazy at that moment. And I just told my mom as we drove off, I said, one of two things happened in that scenario. I said, one, I didn't give my power away. I literally stayed true to myself. I stayed in my authentic energy. I did not emotionally react. I did not emotionally unravel because that's what she was looking to do. She was looking for me to do that so that she could subconsciously siphon my beautiful energy. And I did not give her that power. And so had I emotionally reacted and said, does diversity just trigger you? Like, does culture trigger you? You think that, your way, it's your way or the highway in the world because that's not how the real world works, And actually, I was thinking to myself, had I emotionally unraveled and reacted, I would have literally pulled up Google and I would have typed in caramel pronunciation, and it's actually pronounced caramel. And so Southerners have it half right and Utahns have it half right. And so anyway, I would have literally just driven up to the window and had to go caramel and be like, fuck you, bitch. But I didn't do that because I don't let other people, I try my hardest to not allow others to rob me of my internal happiness, to rob me of my innate internal power, because that's literally what people are looking to do, is to rob that from you. And I just refuse to give her that consent and that permission. And so super interesting, super important on developing a healthy relationship with your emotions. I actually have a free ebook on my website at www.zenwithgrayson.com. Where you can just actually download my 6-page free ebook, and it teaches you step by step why we have an unhealthy relationship with our emotions and how to start diving deeper into that world and that realm and that healing. And so anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I had a blast talking about this lecture today, and I feel like Next video, we've got some awesome topics. I really want to talk about healing organs in the body, people pleasing recovery, so how to heal from people pleasing, and feminine energy healing. So, yeah, I feel like people pleasing and feminine energy healing go hand in hand. So, I don't know. We're going to feel and see what's true for Monday. So, I'll let y'all know. And yeah, we're going to go from there. So, the next live video, the next live seminar will be Monday on, I believe, at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time is when I have it set up. So yeah, if you are looking to attend my next live seminar, please check it out at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That'll be 12 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be great. We're going to dive deep as always. And I'm just so excited to continue helping you guys teach yourself how to heal yourself and yeah, just better your lives. And we're finishing off on 1:11 p.m. So I accept. I'm ready to receive those synchronicities. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to everybody who popped in. I love y'all, and I will see y'all on Monday.